Hey everybody, this week I wanted to do a fun, simple DIY, something you can do with your kids. It is my favorite Cork paper tassels. When I was going around the country on a book tour for my first book, Living in a Nutshell, I wanted to do something fun with the audience. So we had champagne cocktails and cupcakes, and we also all did as a big group, we made these tassels together. And it was really fun. And if you're like me, you save champagne corks from all your special events, anniversaries, graduations, and weddings. And I have jars full. And I thought, oh, this is a really nice way of preserving and sharing those kind of memories of those wonderful once-in-a-lifetime events. And say if you had your parents' anniversary and you saved all the champagne corks from that event and you wanted to surprise them with a memento of that special day. Well, you can with a champagne cork from that event wrapped in a copy of the invitation, and you can also write inside the cork the date of the event. I thought that was a nice way you could gift these. Then you can hang it from any kind of pantry door. I even have it in my guest room as pulls for my Roman shades, and you can even have them hanging inside a lamp as sort of a lamp pull. So there's lots of little ways you can add this into your home. Let me show you how I make my champagne cork paper tassels. Here's what you're going to need to have on hand. Champagne corks, they work better than wine corks because they're a little bit broader and can display the images a little bit better. You need printed copies of artwork or an invitation or a love letter or even an old family recipe. You need scissors or fringe scissors if you have them, thin, beautiful ribbon, small brass eyelet screws, and a couple of small thumbtacks. Here are my copies of some artwork I found online. And it's important that the paper not be super thick. Like when you're getting that really good laser print from Staples, we don't want that heavy of paper. We only want kind of like cheap Xerox paper, which is about 20 pounds in weight. So I used an off-white piece of, I think, resume paper and used a brown ink. So we know that this paper is 8.5 by 11 tall. Just fold the paper in equal parts of 4. So it's about 2 3/4 inches wide. So your first fold is going to go forward, and then the second fold is just going to go back. And we want to see the artwork inside the fringe. So here we're seeing the artwork even in the second layer. I want to make another fold in half, and what this is going to do, I'm going to fold your paper in half one more time. This will be my fringe line. So I'm going to cut all the way up until this fold, all the way up into this fold. So it's just going to give me a good cutting guideline for my fringe. You can easily cut your fringe with regular scissors, not a problem. In my toolkit, I also have FISKARS fringe scissors, and these are great too. So you can do this, I'll show you either way. And with the plain scissors, I'll just cut all the way up to that fold. Okay, and I'll make them pretty close together. And I'm kind of going up to that fold. Okay. If you're doing a whole bunch of these, I would go ahead and invest in buying these FISKARS. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut right up into the fold. And that's with the FISKARS. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to do a dry fit around the cork. I like to, you can put your tassel anywhere. You can start it here, you can start it here, you can start it all the way to the top. I like to give, because I like looking at the cork, I like to maybe place it about a 1/4 inch lower than the top of the cork. That way you also get more of the design exposed. So that's nice, because if you're down here, your design is only going to be showing, you know, for that diameter. I think I'm just going to cut right here, because it's a little bit more than I need. You can, of course, keep it. I'm just going to cut a little bit on this side. Okay. All right, so to keep it in place, take a piece of tape or a piece of masking tape. It's just going to be to hold it in place until you can get a thumbtack in there. So put your piece of tape here, and that will hold your paper in place. And you're just going to wrap your fringe paper around 2 times. And you want to be pretty tight about it. Because the pattern stops, I'm going to cut and trim right here. Okay. I'm going to use a small upholstery tack, and I'm going to place it here. And the thumbtack will go all the way in, and that will hold our paper in place. I just happen to have a whole bunch of salvaged velvet ribbon. For this, you can obviously use a thicker ribbon to finish off your tassel. I want to see more of the paper print, so I'm going to go with something a little bit thinner. Kind of like this. I like this sage green color. So let's finish off this tassel with a sage green color. Hold this and stretch my ribbon around the top of the cork. As tight as you can, and then I'll put another thumbtack right here next to my thumbtack. And force that all the way in. And I'll just trim off the excess. Okay. Alright, so it looks pretty clean on the back. We want to add a screw hook. And a screw hook you can buy at Ace Hardware or a craft store. With the ribbon that's left over, I'm just gonna thread it through the eyelet screw. There's this. Okay. And then there's this. Really, that is how easy it is and how cute they are.
If you decide to make these champagne cork paper tassels, would you let me know how you decorated your home with them? I am so curious. And if you can like and subscribe, I would be so grateful. And did I tell you how much I look forward to reading your comments? Oh my God, they absolutely make my day. Okay, see you next time right here on Nutshell Living. Bye.